I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And
quite a bit. So I think he should make top 4 today and qualify for the finals in September.
All right, cool. That's a big call to say that Mobizilla is actually going to make top top four.
Yeah.
The other guy he's going to be playing against, that's obviously Nemo. He's a little unknown to us at the moment, but obviously come game time, 12 o'clock, he's going to show us what he's made of. An unknown, call him a bit of an underdog. Those are usually the dangerous guys to go up against.
True, very true. We saw it last year in the tournament that we had at Monty, and we saw that an underdog, someone that was unknown, came and won the tournament. And I think that's someone that you don't want to undermine the underdogs, and you just want to make sure that you stick to your game. I mean, these are players that really, really know how to play their game. So people like Moby Zilla, I think they do know that I shouldn't undermine the player that I'm playing with, and I should give my best. And I think that's what's going to get them to win the tournament is putting your best in the game, yeah.
Abu, obviously everybody's vying to get a spot to be in the Masters come September. Experience versus those who are sort of like starting out. Which one do you think is going to be coming out tops when it comes to that?
I'm not sure entirely right now. I think it's a bit too early to call. I think we'll have to wait and see how the day pans out. Naeem, like Nemo, for example, he's also been around, but he hasn't hit that top level yet.
Yeah.
Mubin on the other end, Moby Zala, as everyone knows him as, he's one of the only FIFA players in the country to play on manual controls. All of us, we all play on assisted controls.
Yeah.
So what that means is basically if we press X or A, for example, to pass the ball, then the computer in the game
will assist you.
Assist you, yeah. Moby, for example, he does everything on his own. It's all manual. It's much harder to do that, and massive respect for that. Let's see how it pans out for him today.
All right, looking at the players that are going to be coming through, we obviously know they're going to be using clubs.
Yeah.
Which one do you think a lot of the people are going to go for? Because in the past we know a lot of players have sort of like been following where Ronaldo is or where Lionel Messi is, but we've seen in FIFA in the game a lot of people will go for Liverpool. Man United have not really been that impressive this time around. Which teams do you see as the teams that people are going to go for?
I think for me, I think a lot of people are going to go for teams like Juventus and Barcelona. I think we're going to see a lot of that throughout this tournament because.
But Barcelona have not really been that impressive in
but
the
they still have
latest
Lionel
offering.
Messi though.
Fair enough,
right? And you want the speed. They have Lionel Messi. They have Dembele on the sides. And for games like these, especially for e-football games, you want players that are gonna run quick, especially because of the time frame, right? You wanna kill the counter attacks, and you wanna make sure that you have the best of the best. I mean, Messi is like 90 average, and you wanna play with a player that has a very good average. So I don't think like teams like, okay, if you play with the Manchester United, but yet again, people that are playing throughout this tournament are people that know how to play. Right, so I think that we should take that into consideration.
Fair enough, yeah.
So someone can actually choose an Orlando Pirates and beat someone that's playing with the Barcelona, right? But I think a lot of people are going to choose teams like Juventus because of your Ronaldos, and teams like Barcelona because of your Messis. Real Madrid, I don't know, but I think my money's on Juventus and Barcelona.
Abu, something interesting that Emmanuel did not mention: Liverpool. Is it a team that you would actually take into such a tournament?
I would say so, yes. We would see a few guys selecting Liverpool. And he's right, it is normally Juventus, and I think France as well is also one of the top dogs. They've got players like Mbappe and Dembele, Pogba. Their defense is the fastest in the game, so that's something that players look out for as well.
In terms of tactics, how do you approach this? Tactically, how do you set up your team? Because that counts.
Yeah, definitely. I think and I say this all the time, when you play the first 45 minutes of the game is where you're still getting to know who you're playing with. So I think the first 45 minutes is defense.
Do you have to wait for the first 45, or do you just get on it from the onset?
You don't know who you're playing with, right?
But you know your game.
You do know your game, but at the same time, I mean, we saw it last year, right? They were playing with a player that Thabo was playing with a guy that won the tournament previously, and they were attacking, but Thabo used defense, and he scored about 3 goals in the first few minutes of the match.
Yeah,
that's because the player that he was playing with had attack on his tatty, so he was going in for the attack. But then I feel like the first 45 minutes, first 20 minutes of the match, are very crucial for you to defend, play it safe a bit, and then after 45 minutes, after the first half, try and get it into an attack mode, because now you know who you're playing with. You know how they defend. You know do they like running on the sides? Do they come in through the middle? So I think the first 45 minutes, definitely defend.
Abu, is that the approach you take? Become cautious, suss out your opponent in the first couple of minutes before you go for the kill? Or do you just ultimately go for the kill from the onset?
It's a bit of a catch-22, to be honest. If you throw too many men forward in the beginning, you can get caught out on the counter and you're on the back
And that's
foot.
what happened in last year's final, like he was mentioning.
Exactly. Yeah, Tabo, I remember that final very clearly, and he absolutely dominated those first 30 minutes, scoring 3 or 4 goals. And Tabo's qualified for the finals as well. In September. And he's once again proved to be an amazing player throughout the year. So he's someone to look out for.
So as we're preparing for the first match to kick off, just think about it.
Yeah.
Which teams do you think? And I'm actually going to check with Abu now. He probably knows Mobizela better than we do, because he's seen him quite a couple of times. Which teams do you think, or which teams would you go with? First game, you're trying to qualify for the Masters in September, and there's obviously a prize that is going to come with you getting to that point. Which team do you go with to sort of like go through the tournament seamlessly, as it were?
I think that's with this tournament, as I said, a lot of people that are playing now are people that actually know their game, right? But I think maybe the first team I would choose to play with would be France. I think France would be a very good team because of the defense. Plus, I'm a huge N'Golo Kante fan, and because he holds the center pretty well with Pogba. So I think teams like France with a proper center, I'd choose that because it gives me more chances to actually attack, and I also have a good defensive front. So I think we're going to see France come through in the first match. I'd love to see France playing in the first match, and maybe versus Juventus, just to see. And the thing is with this tournament is that we'll see players choosing the same team.
Yeah.
So we don't really know who's going to pick what. But France and Juventus for the first match, I know it's like crazy, but at the same time, I think it would be very interesting because you want to choose the best team. That's
Definitely.
You want to choose the best team, yeah.
And for you, Abu, how do you approach this?
Today I see, well, our first match, Naeem and Mobizela, I see both of them picking Juventus. And that's solely because of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
He's the best player in the game. He has everything, dribbling, shooting, heading. He's
Debatable.
He's just unstoppable, basically, in the game.
All right. So if you coming into this, right, how important is defense? Because it's all good and well to score goals, and which are important because those are the ones that will get you to get to the Masters come September.
Yeah.
But defensively, how do you set up? Do you go with a 3? Do you go with a 5? Do you go with a 4? And how important is that for you to go all the way to become the person who wins ultimately?
I think defensively, it's a bit of a challenge, right? Normally when I play eFootball, I play with 3 defenders behind because that gives me a chance to put everyone in the center.
Is it like a 3 that's masked as a 5, or is it a solid 3?
It's a solid 3, and then 5 in the center, and then 2 in front.
Okay, interesting
Right? So,
formation.
yeah, it's a very good formation because a lot happens in the center, right? And I feel like the game is just about whatever happens in the center. So if you have a good center, then you definitely stand chances to win. But defense is very important. All you have to do is just pick the 3 best defenders.
Speaking about what we spoke about earlier on, actually, the 2 guys are getting ready to do their thing. And I must say, Abu was half right because he did mention that he was half right because he did mention that there will be 2 Juventuses, but it is Juventus up against Real Madrid. And without wasting any further time, our casters, Endley and Gavin, are going to be with you just now. And before we go to them, how do you see Juventus, Real Madrid going, Abu? Because I know the one team that you spoke about is not here.
Yeah.
And he spoke about Real Madrid not being the team.
I'm not sure. I'm just looking forward to it. I want to see an exciting game of football. And let's see what our 2 participants can do.
And looking at the guys now getting ready, what do you make of their demeanor? One looks very focused. The other one looks like he's very busy. Of sorts.
Naeem looks quite focused, yes, and Mubin's quite relaxed. And that's always good for before a tournament.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to really stress yourself out. You don't want to be making last-minute decisions by changing your team, changing your formation, because you've practiced with these teams for so long.
True.
It's something you know, so that's something you stick with, and I see that's something Mobeen's doing. I've played him a few times online, and he's always used Juventus, and I see he's sticking with that.
All right. Pre-game rituals. What do you do?
Well, I don't listen to music. I see both of them have their headphones on, so they listen to music. It makes me nervous when there's too much noise around. So my pre-game rituals just everything needs to be quiet.
But maybe music is there to pump you up when you're listening to a song. I'm all the way up, or whatever song you want to listen to before a game starts.
I don't know. It gets a bit frustrating because you don't know your points. You just gotta. I don't know if it works for them. For me, it doesn't work. It has to be completely quiet just before I play, especially if I'm playing against an opponent I know might beat me, or I know he's a very good opponent. Everything needs to be quiet. I don't want no noise, and get into the game. So I get my focus through the quietness. Yeah.
Abu, would you do the same? Do you listen to a song? Do you rituals? Do you jump up and down? Do you?
When I play personally, I like to be proper in the zone. Listen to something, you know,
right.
just to soothe myself, calm me down.
All right. Well, we heard what you guys have to say. The guys are ready. And like I said earlier on, our guys, Endley and Gavin, are ready to give you the first game between Nemo and Mobizilla. Guys, take it away.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a great morning out here with myself, Andley, and Gavin. Yeah, you know,
I think I'm Andy there, just to interrupt you there, Gavin. You know, I'm Andy, this is Gavin. Let's just clear that up.
We've been waiting for this for quite some time now. You know, these guys have been talking about so much depth. I mean, we just want to get to the action of it all, you know. Yeah, again, it's myself, Gavin, and next to me, Andley. We welcome you. We'll take you play by play with. We got Nemo up against Moby. What's your take? You know, Nemo going for the Real Madrid routine, you know, not any Ronaldo there this time out, whereas we had that last season. There was quite an option. But now, of course, you know, Ronaldo making the move to Juventus, and you know, and maybe he's making use of that team.
Well, here's kickoff about to go, but I don't see that being too much of a trouble because Madrid still have very, very good players. Now we have
it looks like
Juve with the kickoff.
Yeah, so Juve has obviously got the first attack, maybe, you know, sort of just swinging the ball around, nice, slow, easy pace, working the angles, trying to get, I think, maybe, you know, with the formation setup we saw, is trying to play it wide, get Ronaldo into the box, get a good cross in, and then, you know, sort of maybe have a header or some sort, but...
Yeah, definitely. I think they need to feel each other out.
Like Bala.
But he's doing...
Shot. Nice shot coming in there rather very early on. Yeah, very good save. First corner. Hasn't really touched the ball yet, Nemo.
Yeah, well, he's holding on to the ball really, really well. The passes are quite fluid, and seems like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Moby is in full control at the moment, just trying to work the angles with this. Oh, nice outswinger, yeah. Trying to find the head of what looked like Ronaldo.
No, I think he just got to touch that goal kick it is. Now let's see if the Real team, Nemo, can string some passes together and create some devastating attacks.
What I like about Real Madrid is the likes of Marcelo. You know, you got Modric up in the middle, really good players, and then of course Bale with that left foot is really lethal, and he's a very quick player. So, but again, the defense from Juventus is quick. They're very quick. Good, nice defense there. Oh, but now the pass comes in here.
Let's see if he can turn
Benzema
shoot.
Tries to find Chris.
Blocks.
Chris as well. He can actually have a very good strike, but from quite far out. You know, he's not one to take shy of that. Ball comes in. Nice little defensive header there, but now the ball gets pushed
an interception there.
Yeah. Chris, what can he find here? Looking for Bale. Oh, it actually was Benzema in the middle of the box there waiting for the cross. Dybala, a little trickery. The run is on. The through ball's in. Ronaldo finds himself in some space here. Will he cross it? Oh, well defended there.
No, that was well defended. I think he jockeyed him well. He made sure that he didn't want to commit too early.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens with the throw-in.
Difficult times here as the ball gets thrown away rather cheaply.
Yep.
Ball gets pushed out to the middle of the park here. Now, Asensio tries to find some space, but finds Modric in the middle of the park, who squeezes a nice pass out to Chris. Isco, Benzema. It's now Bale. This is good stuff from Nemo. Or actually, no, sorry. That was Nemo, but now the ball gets given away easy. Yes, Ronaldo, 1-1 of the keeper. It's our first goal of the tournament, and it goes to the likes of Ronaldo, and it's Moby who puts himself in a promising position.
Did we have any doubts that it will be Ronaldo to score the opening goal? I think if you put some money on there, you would have won something back now, wouldn't you?
I mean, what better player to have one-on-one with a keeper? Ronaldo. 9 out of 10 times he'll put that in the back of the net.
Definitely. Definitely. But it's still early on in the game. Anything can still happen and probably will happen.
We need Nemo to push players a little bit more further up like this. This is a good ball in. Benzema! What a reply. Actually, it was Bale that's come through the middle there. Great cross. I was talking about using the space, and it was actually, Marcelo with that nice little through ball there, and a fantastic cross coming in. And Benzema, he's going to header those 9 out of 10 times as well.
I think
ball comes in,
I think it was Bale that scored there, if I'm
it
not
was
mistaken.
Bale. Yeah, you're right. It was Bale.
Well, Ronaldo versus Bale, I think that's a rivalry that everybody would like to see even in real life. But great response to going 1-0 down. Within 1 or 2 minutes, he is back on level terms.
Again, trying to find this left flank rather nicely. Ooh, nice tricks coming in here. Modric trying to find the far back post there. Again, maybe trying to link up with Bale with a header there. Bale on the edge of the box now. Gives it out to Isco. Nice tricks coming in here. Cross coming in, but well defended. Tweedy with the ball out wide.
I think Bale is definitely the target man up front, just like Ronaldo is for Juventus.
Yeah.
Both of these deadly strikers.
Now there's a lot of space to work with here. Decides against the Dybala. The through ball was on to go out wide. Just trying to make that run. Now the ball gets pushed. Looks like Dybala is on the edge of the box here. What can he do? Who can he fight? Well defended from Marcelo. That's very important to win the ball there.
Yeah, I think so. I think the defense is top-notch from Nemo's side, if I'm not mistaken. And look, both of these players are top-notch. You can see from the way that they're passing from defense to midfield to their attacking players, and they know how to hold up the play to get to what they want to achieve. Yeah,
really good defending there. Just as you've mentioned, both the guys really working the ball quite well. As we say that, given away rather cheaply there from Moby. Doesn't want to make these mistakes now. Just edging the 30-minute marker. He has now Bale on the edge. Looking for some space. Finds Modric. Nice little trick there to work the angle. Cross coming in, but well defended. Yep. It's not over yet. Marcelo, edge of the box. Wants to find the far corner, but no one's making that run. Oh, well defended again. Now the break could be on.
Yeah, the break is definitely on now. Let's see if we can find an outlet. Intercepted well read from the Madrid team.
You kind of want Moby to sort of just relax in that sort of instance. Maybe just get some more players upfield, because now he's under a lot of pressure again. Benzema on the edge of the box, trying to work the angle. He can curve them quite nicely as well.
He can win. He's a good player when he's on for. Oh, what a save by Wojciech Szczesny. I think he should have scored there, don't you think, Gavin?
Yeah, it was quite tough. Oh, dangerous ball coming in here now. Modric can clean this up. Tries to find Chris. Chris can cross them. Bale on the edge of the box. Puts the ball in. Oh, danger's not over yet. Kroos can get this ball again. Collects it quite nicely. Too many tricks.
Turned into the defender, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Dybala's on the ball. Mandzukic holds it up. Let's see if we can work the wings and create something.
Yeah. Just trying to maybe work that, that triangle formation. We spoke about that quite often. There's, I mean, these guys are really, really, really good at working, sort of the wider angles, not so much through the middle, but the through balls, though, was the ones that's been potent. He has Ronaldo now. Ooh, a little bit of a step over there. Trying to find the cross, but cheaply given away.
Yeah, unfortunately. I don't know if he should have made that turn. Maybe running direct might have done the job.
Ronaldo's got both a right and a left.
Ooh, Bale's on his own.
Well defended. No,
got the ball.
Ref decides body weight it is. Play goes on. The counter attack is on for Juve. It's Moby who's in control.
There we go. Good passing.
Probably found the far post now. Trying to find the cross, and it is in, and it is
1-0.
Mandzukic, who does get onto the end of that, and what a goal it was. Great play. Always finding the really tall guys in the middle of the park, and I mean, from that far out, it's bound to be a goal.
No, pinpoint crossing and elegant finishing. Top right corner, keeper had no chance, Gavin. 2-1 it is. Let's see if
Nemo can
reply.
He needs to get this done, maybe perhaps before half-time. There's just a little bit of time left. Enough time for an attack. Here comes the chance. Modric, with a heavy touch. Really heavy touch. Almost as bad as Lukaku's.
You're on and on about Lukaku. I actually don't think he's such a bad player.
Through ball could be on. Yeah. Oh, well defended. Nemo was in a lot of trouble there. Now, looks like Bale's through here. One-on-one with the keeper. Will he chip him? Will he go for the far post? Decides to go near post. I think he might have distracted a little bit too far down.
I think so too. I think going direct with that shot would have been the better option.
Cross comes in.
The corner.
Just left of the upright. Really good stuff here, though, from Nemo just before half-time. Now, will there be any subs, any changes to the formation? What do you think, Angley?
Yeah.
What does Nemo need to do here?
Well, I think he needs to keep on doing what he's doing. I don't think there's any strategic changes that needs to come about. I think he needs to be a little bit more clinical with the finishing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, it's been a good game. It's been balanced, bar those two. You can't even call them errors. It was just very good crossing and very good play.
Very, very, very good stuff indeed. Well, Nemo just needs to do... I think he had more of the possession going into that first half. It was just two very good plays that came in from Moby just to take him 2-1 up. So, well, we've still got a second half. And it's end-to-end stuff here between the two of them. Nice long ball, yeah. Bringing the keeper out. That's a little bit dangerous there.
I think the keeper did a good job, but I think he should have finished that.
Yeah. Well,
hope it doesn't come back to bite him.
Well, nonetheless, it's a throw in here for Juve. It's now Moby's turn to put on some pressure, maybe keep some position. That's all he needs to really do is just keep ball. Play it around the park and then just work the angles. Something will come because the pressure, you can only put so much on.
But as an e-football player yourself, Gavin, are you the type to actually hold out for a one-goal lead win, or you actually try and go and finish off the game?
No, I try and finish it off, eh? And yourself?
Yeah, I have to try and finish it off.
Yeah. One is never enough. We all know that.
But then again, we're not under the same amount of pressure that these gents are having.
Yeah, well, a little bit of a lazy cross coming in there from Bale. Maybe should have cut it back. Wait for another player or two to arrive for some support. Good play again. Yeah, I kind of like this. This sort of opens up the middle of the park. And, you know, playing it back from the keeper. Not many teams get that right. Manchester City is one of the very few that manages to do that quite well, especially in the Premier League. We've seen that in the past.
Yeah, as a United fan, let's not even start with Manchester City. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully this year can be our year. Hope I don't sound like any Liverpool supporters.
Nice through ball. Yeah, 1-1 with the keeper. Oh, finds the corner quite well. Really clinical finish, slowing down the player, building up a bit of power, and on the left foot, really good stuff. It's promising stuff that from Nemo.
This is a great game. I think both these players, like I said early on, know exactly what they're doing and what they need to execute to get the W.
Yeah, that's very true. Now it's Ronaldo. He's beat one. He's trying to beat another. Well defended. Nemo's doing actually a very good job here with the Real Madrid side. I don't think this would have been the outcome looking at the two teams going into this clash.
I think just from my perspective, Juve does have a very strong and in-depth team.
Dybala. Oh, might this be a penalty? That is...
Sergio Ramos doing what he does best and giving away the penalty.
All right, well, which side? This is always the tricky thing, though. Which side do you go? Which side do you save? I'm always one to go down the middle, but here comes the penalty. It's Ronaldo goes the left side. It sends the keeper the wrong way, and he's put himself a 3-2 up.
Easy goal. Ronaldo, I don't think anybody would have doubted him. But yeah, sometimes it can be tricky. I'm one of those players who struggles with penalties.
It's always tricky.
Yeah.
Now Nemo needs to reply. He's been doing that quite often in this game. A lot of catch-up. Nice ball, yeah. Does try to find Bale. But you can see that Nemo's got his side on really high push. So this could be a lot of trouble for the Real Madrid guys, because the counter-attack does look like it could be on. Oh, Marcelo again.
Definitely. I think he's definitely one of the better players on the Madrid team. I mean, he's got the pace, he's got the touch. And as a defender...
Pretty sure there's offsides.
Offside, yeah. Unfortunate.
Yeah, you were saying about Marcelo?
No, I think he's one of the best players on that team. I think he is getting on in age, but good player nonetheless. He's made quite a few crucial interceptions. Yeah, I think Nemo needs to step it up a bit. I think he put himself in a few complicated situations there, but he does still have a little bit of time left. I do
think the penalty was quite soft, though.
No, I think it was definitely a penalty.
Yeah,
I think it was legitimately a penalty.
Definitely, and just soft. It was nice to see Nemo catch up like that, and level things up with 2-2 apiece.
Yeah.
So now that it's 3-2, Nemo needs to step it up. There's a lot happening on Moby's side. He's making a few changes, and here comes the subs. Looks like it could be Quadrado. Was it Quadrado that was coming on there? Yeah.
He's got the pace, so maybe he can get the penetration that they need and
if he can
close
link
out
up
this game.
Yeah, if he can link up with Costa, it's a done deal. Really quick players, really small players though, but skillful guys on the pitch. Now it's Benzema linking up very nicely. Can use Bale, decides against it, goes again with Benzema. He can call them into the top right corner from that angle. Now Modric Swings it out to Chris.
Is he going to take the long shot? Nope.
Linking up with Bale again. Bale tries to find Benzema in a good position. Oh, just working the angle. Well defended. That was a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that was very well read from the defending team, though. I think
Yeah.
he was under some pressure.
And Moby did well. Very well.
Yeah, he held on to it.
Oh,
Ooh, what a
really good balls
ball.
here. Oh, trying to find the tap in. Really dangerous play there from
Was that
Nemo.
a pass or was that a shot, Gavin?
No, that was a pass.
Is that a pass? I
yeah.
think that he should have probably just finessed it into the goal.
Gone for it. Yeah, it would have been pretty nice if he did finish it off and managed to just walk it in. Is this a foul? Ref
Yeah,
says
it
yes.
definitely
They
is.
could play for the quick, but they don't want to be doing that. Waste some time. Really good clinical stuff, this from Moby. There's about 15 minutes on the clock to go. Nemo needs to come up with something. Maybe get this ball back. He's done so. Bale trying to contest with it now.
Yeah.
Chris gives it out to Modric. He's got players running left and right. Tries to find the long through ball. Almost
Ooh.
getting there. Well defended from Ramos again.
Nah, solid defending from the Juve side.
What should I say? Yeah.
Yeah, the Juventus side.
Bale.
Yeah, sometimes with the colouring, it still gets a bit confusing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not used to seeing Real Madrid wearing their red kit all that often.
No, not at all. Bale finds Chris. Wants to find Bale again. He's got that left foot lining up. Brings it out to Lucas. He can find a nice cross. Oh, well defended, but the ball's still rolling loose. Goes to the far post. This could be it. And it is that. Great ball to the far post. Keeper in no man's
On
land.
the 80th
And it's a
minute.
3-all
And
with about 10 minutes to go.
And you can see these two players are both really enthusiastic to get on with the game. It's 3-3. They do not want to watch the replay. Sometimes, you know, a few of the guys like to just watch the goal go in just to psych out their opponent.
Yeah, good through ball there. Just a little bit too much for the youngster to get onto the end of that. Nice ball here. Marcelo trying to link up play. Tries to go for the long ball. Really
very
good
good
pass.
ball.
Very good pass. Now he needs to get Bale up into the middle of the box. Cross comes in. It's got a really difficult target to go for there. Maybe you would like the likes of Chris or Bale to be on the end of that. Benzema goes for the far piece. Oh, was
what
offside
was that?
position there. I think the shot was going wide. Very lucky though. That could have been quite interesting if
Yeah,
that had
that
gone
was
in.
very interesting. But if he wasn't there, does that mean it would have been a goal or was it going wide?
I think it was going wide. Keeper didn't even dive. Alex on the ball. Matuidi passes it out to Ronaldo. He's on the run. He doesn't want to get the ball back just yet. Just too much on that pass. Now the break is on. Yeah, it looks like Bale can link up with Lucas in the middle of the park. Waiting for a few runners. Not much support. Modric. Again, Benzema. Now Bale has a trick up his sleeve. Gives it back. Oh, the pass could be there. Oh, it's just a heavy
Loose
touch.
ball.
Benzema, it's very ping-pong at the moment. Now, 2 minutes to go. This could be the last break. This is do or die for Juventus. Could maybe just end this right here, right now. He needs Ronaldo in the middle of the park. He's out in the middle. Now, good pass comes in there, but Coverell again. Just great defending. Marcelo.
Good reading of the game to see the danger coming through and intercepting. Let's see if Nemo can hijack a winner.
Yeah, this needs to happen right now. Oh, great skill coming into the box, but well defended. And that's that, eh? 3 apiece.
3-3. I think that's a fair result, Gavin.
Yeah, that was really good play. That was nice to see how the guys, you know, sort of had things going in the middle, in the beginning of the game, you know, passing it out, just sussing each other out. And then when the goals came, they were really good goals, well played. But you can see they sort of both have the same style in terms of, you know, the first goal was obviously that through ball.
Yeah.
But then, you know, the crosses and really making use of the lengthy players, which is quite good. They need to be doing that more often.
I think you're right to say that they had similar tactics. I think both teams are very evenly matched.
Yes.
And we saw the result being 3-3 and a fair result once again.
Yeah, so obviously with the way this works is the players will be playing each other twice. And then obviously, you know, whatever the outcome is of that, that's how they'll proceed forward. So we're going to get straight into this. Obviously, some tactics coming through here. You know, the guys are making the different formation. How would you play your formation, Andy? How would you go about it?
I'm a classic 4-4-2 formation kind of guy.
Netherlands style.
Yeah, Netherlands.
Old school, yeah.
Well, maybe not Netherlands style, maybe England style.
Okay, yeah,
and
back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. And adjusting the wingers to push up more.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's dependent on the team that you have and the types of players that you can utilize. So 4-4-2 is usually my best bet. But anything actually works. Whatever scores the goals, man.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm more of the 4-3-3 attack style. You know, just it's nice to have, you know, someone in the middle of the park that can control it all. Whereas you got the 4-4-2, I feel like, you know, having two next to each other sort of, it's just too much, in too little space.
As in the two strikers
yeah,
up front.
Yeah.
I need to have the two strikers up front. I need them to feed off each other and play those 1-2 passes.
Yes, of course. So you like having the sort of the false nine feel, or where one striker plays back, the slower striker plays the through balls to the faster striker. So your Lukaku and Rashford style.
Yes.
Exactly. Well, we're getting straight back into this one, and this is obviously the second game between these two. The previous one has gone 3 apiece, so pretty much still 0-0 on points wise between the two of them. Nothing has broke the deadlock between them. The good ball coming in here. Well defended there from Chris. Now the break could be on again. Nemo.
Isco is one of those controversial players. Sometimes he can be on form and sometimes he can be off. What do you think of him as a player?
Oh, he's very good. I think, like you say, like when he's on, you can't stop him. But there's times where I feel like, he gets subbed off, and I ask, was he even on the field?
Yeah.
So, yes, he does tend to get a little bit tired in terms of trying to look for play, whereas you get guys like Modric that's always looking to work, and that's what you need. That's what you need from your midfielders. Oh, good ball out here. Marcelo again on the end of that pass.
Hopefully somebody gets in.
Good cross. Oh, just need to work the angle. Not bad.
Again, that was Bale that went for the header, or was it Benzema?
I think that was Bale. Not bad. Now the ball can be pushed out to the middle of the park here. Just again, I think that Moby's just forced quite a few passes very early on here. There's a lot of space here for Benzema to work. Decides to find a good shot coming in here. That looked like it took a deflection.
Yeah, definitely did, and the keeper made a good save. Let's see if anything arises from this corner. Short corner taken. Modric to swing it in. Short passing.
Far post again, maybe.
Ooh, good defending.
Yeah, it looked like Bale was on the end of that. Chris can find a nice long cross. Oh, trying to find Bale again. He's all over the show in the middle in front of the keeper. But the cross comes in now from what looks like it was trying again, trying to find the taller players up there in the middle of that, that box. A well defended there from Matuidi. Juventus on the break now if they can string a few passes together. This is what you want to see from Obi. A little bit more composed play. Just work a few passes. Now Ronaldo could make a good run here. Besides against the pass. There we go. Just keeping ball. Oh, as I say that, commentator's curse, Andy.
Good interception. But he's got it back now. Is he going to get Ronaldo to go in for a strike? No, switches it back to Matuidi. Passes out long. Let's see if he can swing it in and get Ronaldo on the ball. Nope, well intercepted by Marcelo once again. Yeah,
now it's Chris. Gives it out to Bale. Trying to find a run or two. Gives a long head pass. I think this is going to be way too much for Isco to get onto the end of that.
He was too far behind for him to actually get to the end of it.
Yeah. Oh, this is risky stuff. Works well in the end. This could be a bit of a scenario of a 3-on-2 scenario, where there's more attackers than defenders. The ball gets pushed out wide to Alex. He can put in a good cross. Cross comes in, gets up, but just too much for him to get. He needed to get under that so that the ball can be headed downwards, or should I get above that? Shall I say?
Yeah, but I think he had quite a lot of pressure on from the defenders.
This could be interesting play. No offsides given. Isco just trying to work a pass or two there, but
that's unlucky.
Cheaply given away. Oh, Matuidi. I just think, the two sort of formations that were given, from both sides are kind of like locking into each other. So there's not much space.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. That's what we said earlier. We said they were very evenly balanced, even their strategies, even the way that they played.
Perhaps maybe a penalty shout too.
Yeah, I think
it would have been really soft. That would have
been really soft.
Now it's Modric looking out for a pass or two. Yeah, linking up well with Benzema. Sends you out wide. Bale gets it back. He could put it through ball, yeah? Benzema's just running a little bit wide. Yeah. Chiellini's just getting... Oh, gives it away very cheaply. This could be dangerous. Oh, that's a penalty. Great play there from Nemo with the tricks up the sleeve. That is fantastic to see. That was really good. Now, again...
He can bury this, left or right.
You
should switch that off.
Yeah, maybe... you don't want to be showing your opponent to arrow.
Oh, maybe it's a trick, You think it's
yeah,
stuff. Yeah, Sergio Ramos out of all people.
Yeah, well, that was well buried. It was very good stuff there to work for that penalty.
Yeah,
and it's paid off quite nicely.
Yeah, it was constant pressure, and Moby finally cracked, it seems.
Yeah. Now Moby needs to come up with the goods to reply. Yeah, let's see what he can come up. Oh, nice pass there. Just again up against Marcelo on this flank is just too tricky.
Marcelo is doing very, very well patrolling that flank. I mean, like I said, he's got the pace, he's got the energy, and feeding his midfielders really well.
Now the long ball comes from Benzema. Plays Isco well. You know, he did really well to get away from the one player, but there was 2-on-1 there. So now the break could be on here for Juventus.
I think that's one of the issues when you don't break as a team. You have one person breaking, you have nobody to feed the ball to try and get on those goal-scoring chances. So I think tactic modification needs to happen, that you at least have a fellow player up there with you. That's why I like the two-striker formation, Gavin.
Yes, no, there's definitely benefits to having the 4-4-2 scenario. But having two wingers come down from both sides to assist your striker,
that works as well.
That also really good, yeah. Now Dybala, he's got a lot of space to work with. He can give a through ball, decides to go against that and gives it to Matuidi. Nice link-up player for Ronaldo. There's always someone on Ronaldo when he gets the ball. He's good enough.
I think you need to have that as a strategy. You need to mark that player because you know he's the danger man.
Cross could be coming in here now. Oh, well defended again. Now the break could be on here for Nemo. Waits for a runner, gets one now. Asensio on the wing, tracks it back quite nicely just to make sure the play doesn't. Now Bale could be through here. One-on-one with the keeper. It's all about the touch. Decides to go, gets it onto his right foot. I'm not too sure that was the way to go, but it was well worked to get a shot on.
It was very, very well worked. I'm not sure about that turn, though. I am one of those players that would go direct, but once again, I'm not as good as these players now, am I, Gavin?
I mean, you got your skills. you're not too off bad.
You're too kind, too kind.
Now it's Chris up in the middle of the park. He finds Benzema. He's got runners left, right, and center. He needed to make that pass count, but now it's given out to Modric. Just slowing things down here a little bit. Playing captain of the ship. Really controlling this game nicely. Isco. And wins himself a corner. It's felt like it's been halftime already.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what happens when the game is so exciting and so we get so entrenched into it.
Modric. Good little step over there. Well defended again. Matuidi in the thick of things. He's like Marcelo for Juventus. So it's he has the long ball. Yeah, it comes now. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Needs to work it, but he's a little bit slow, Dybala, and very light, and it's well defended.
Yeah, I think if that was Ronaldo, he would have been clean through.
Yep. But now the danger isn't over just yet, but the ref decides it's half-time.
Half-time pressure's on Moby, isn't it?
The pressure is on Moby, and for the first time we actually see this. I mean, in the previous game, where it was actually where Nemo, I think, was 2-1 down.
Yeah.
So having Moby, in a little bit of a stress ball scenario, if you look at the way he played now, and now we talk about Moby's style of play now, what would you go forward? I think I would maybe swing around that formation and go with a 4-4-2.
Yeah, like I don't think he's using his attack, the pace of his players enough.
Yes.
I think as a Juventus, they are quicker in terms of their counter attacks. So that's what I would do. I would use the wingers more and try and penetrate that way and swing in the crosses for the goals. But here we go with the second half.
It'd be nice to see like the likes of Costa and those guys really getting into the thick of things for Juventus. But Dybala is on the ball. He's not a bad player himself. He might be linked up to a move to Manchester United.
Yeah, Dybala is somebody that I would definitely like to see on the United squad as a United fan. Straight switch from Lukaku, yeah.
Not bad.
Any day.
Isco, trying to work the angle. Dybala, stepping over, trying to... We know he's got a lethal left foot. So it's always nice to get him onto that left foot. Now the cross ball coming in here, really well defended. That would have been a little bit tricky if they got that one all wrong.
I think Nemo's doing very well in terms of reading the play currently because he knows. That was a risky.
That was very
risky tackle.
Yeah, that was a thin ice right there.
I got a bit nervous for him there, Gavin.
Okay, so the cross comes in here. Looks like, I mean, it would be nice to find Ronaldo at the near post. Moving Ronaldo around here, though. But Qatar comes out and punches it out rather handsomely, Andley.
Nah, he did a great job to punch it far to keep his goal safe. But like I said earlier, I think Nemo's got this situation read quite well. He's felt out how Moby plays from that first game. And he's in control from what I can see.
This is really end-to-end stuff now at the moment. Nemo on the ball. It'll be good if he can score another one. He'll feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, definitely.
Just keeping control. Really just working the possession right now. He's got the run there, but decided against it. Way too much defending. Can cross the ball to the other side of the park. Oh, Bale, the step over. Shot can come in here now at any moment. Isco.
Oh, I think he
well shadowed. Instead of going in with a slide, rather just shadow the guy and maybe just push him out, force the mistake, and that's exactly what's happened. Now,
safer option.
Yeah, Ronaldo on the ball. He might have a run towards the flank and get into some space. Decides against that one. Now he needs to get himself in the box as the cross could come in from either him or Matuidi. Now, Dybala having a little 1-2 at the edge of the box here. This could be dangerous, but it's just forcing the pass. Well defended. Bale could be on the break. Given away position rather cheaply, Andley.
No, I think Gareth Bale is working overtime. He's defending, he's marking, he's attacking. And that's what you want from your star players. It's actually interesting how Madrid want to transfer him so badly, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they need him.
Yeah, I also feel they need him. But great
through ball, yeah, 1-1 to the keeper.
Oh,
well
what a
saved.
save.
Well saved. He needed to go far post to that. Unlucky from Nemo's side there. Now, it's still on, yeah. Game isn't over. Moby saved himself a strike there. This could have been a disaster if he had to go 2-0 down.
I think Nemo might regret not finishing that one off. Let's hope that he knows how to hold on.
It was really well played, really, really well played. Bale trying to find himself in a one-on-one position with the keeper. The pass is well read. Matuidi trying to work up play in the middle of the park. Alex, he could find a cross, yeah. Goes for Dybala, has a little trick there, but well defended. Got a little bit lucky in the end. Qatar with the pickup. Quick throw out to Bale, but not finding the man just as is. Now the ball gets pushed out wide. Ronaldo is in the middle. Tries to find the cut back. Oh!
Good interception by Sergio Ramos. Bale's on the ball again. Counter attack Benzema. Unfortunately, Benzema isn't the quickest of players. He needs to look for support. Ooh, great through ball. Gareth Bale is on. He looks tired. Can he finish? And 2-0 Real Madrid.
Oh, really good stuff there from Gareth Bale. Nice play there from Nemo, really working it up as a counter-attack. That's a problem when you've got way too much up front, trying to push for the the equalizer.
Yeah.
You can find yourself in a very dangerous scenario, and that's exactly what's happened. And Nemo made it count this time.
Yep, definitely. That hold up by Benzema, I honestly don't think anything will come of it because I think he's a bit too slow. But the way that he held the ball up, waiting for Gareth Bale to make the gallop through, and finished beautifully.
Yeah, it was really, really good play. Ball gets pushed out wide. Now, there's still time. We've seen a few goals before in the past where guys have scored within 5 minutes. 3 goals easy. Alex could probably have the shot here. Yep. Plays Dybala, tries to find the through ball. I would have fancied him on the left. The ball got cleared away, and it takes the deflection of Ramos. And that's pulled one back. Yeah. This is very dangerous stuff. Do you think Nemo was getting a little too comfortable?
I think so. Maybe a bit of complacency setting in there because you are 2-0 up. But you know what they say, 2-0 could be one of the most dangerous score lines to have. Yeah. So let's see if he can hold on for that W.
Oh, great ball out here. 1-1 to the keeper. Again, well saved with the balls. Not in a very good position. Oh, Alex on the goal line. They're really clearing it.
Exciting stuff, Gavin.
Yeah, his keeper was in no man's land, so it was nice to have the defender in a good position to make that clearance. But I don't think Bell had the best shot there on his right foot.
Yeah.
And it looked like...
But when we talk about a player being left-footed or right-footed, don't you think players these days need to be two-footed, considering the level of the game that they're playing at now?
Yeah, it's always a plus for the player to sort of have both options available. Nice long ball here for Ronaldo. Could this be Juventus' chance to get back into it? Nice little three. Alex can cross it. Ooh. Why did he not find
the shot there, don't you think?
I think he should have just went for it. It would have been nice to have the tap in, but the defender was there. Bale linking up nicely.
Good passing.
Yeah.
5 more minutes to go, Gavin.
Moby needs the ball, and Nemo just needs to keep hold of it. Good play here. Ball can be pushed out wide for Bale for the cross. Oh, the cross comes in. Oh, a little bit of mix-up play there between keeper and defender. Gets pushed out for a corner, rather lucky.
That is dangerous.
Oh, well defended. First time I see a short corner defended so well. The break could be on for Juve. Linking up nicely.
1-on-1.
Ronaldo needs to get in charge here. He needs to get to the bylines off that edge of that box. The ball gets pushed out nicely. Now it's Dybala. He needs to get into space, but he can't work the angle. Ronaldo's on the ball. He's looking for a pass. There's a minute to go. Can we see a dramatic end here, Andley?
Yeah, this is exciting stuff. I am on the edge of my seat. Well defended. Let's see if Real can make that break. Gareth Bale on the ball.
Oh, this could be bad for Moby. This is all over. He's shaking his head. He knows it's all over. There's no more time for attack for him, but this is it. This is Nemo's game. He's taken this one. And that's that, Andy. That is our winner, and that will be Nemo. Congratulations to him. Fantastic play from them, and the play is always nice to see them have a shake of the hand. Always respect out there in the community of e-football. And it's always nice to see, but what a game that was.
Yeah,
Andy.
it was a great game. I think we know that these two players were evenly matched, and on this day, Nemo came out on top. But on a different day, anything could have happened. So, yeah, very well done to the players.
Well, I think that's the wrap from that first game. It was a rather end-to-end battle as they drew the first one, but it was Nemo who has taken that second game quite convincingly. Really good stuff, and don't go anywhere. We're going to have a lot more action as the day goes by, and we'll cross over to our panel in just a bit. Do stay tuned.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. What a game, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
what a
two
beautiful
games,
game.
actually.
Yeah.
Goals, 9 of them.
Yeah,
9 goals.
definitely.
What did you make?
Well, expected. These are two very good professional players. They play e-football at a very high scale, and so the first match, a draw. It was a beautiful match, but it showed the level of competitiveness that we have here that we're gonna have throughout this tournament. But beautiful match. Moby lost, unfortunately. My money was on him, but Nemo came up on top there.
Abu, the way you saw the first match, we're actually going to go to the first match because that's where the scene was sort of like set for what we're going to be witnessing throughout the whole weekend. 3-3, is that a scoreline that you expected?
To be honest, no. I actually had my money on Moby to win the game.
Yeah.
But the way Nemo set up and the way Moby set up, I think Nemo just edged it there. Nemo's plan was quite clear to go down the wing and cross. And because Moby played a 3-defender formation, he was getting caught out on the wing quite often. And I think that's where most of Nemo's goals came from.
And we actually had a discussion about this before the game started. We mentioned the fact that is it advisable to go with the 3 at the back? Is it advisable to go with the 4 at the back? But Moby decided he's going to go with 3.
Well, I think when you have 3 players, like as you saw with Moby, he had 3 defenders, right? And but his midfielders, the center midfielders, the left midfielder and the right midfielder were pushed too forward, so they couldn't run back and close up that position. So that's why Nemo capitalized and used that to his advantage. Having 3 defenders is not a bad thing. However, when you have 3 defenders at the back, you need to make sure that your midfielders are able to cover that space and are not too far up when the counter-attack comes.
No Ronaldo, no problem. That's what Nemo showed us.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised, honestly. I normally see him play with Juventus.
Yeah.
And quite surprising. He played really well. I have to give it to him.
And we look at the goals in the first match. Like Abu was mentioning, Nemo went down the wings. I think 2 of his goals came off as a result of crosses. Yeah. Surely that's the game that Moby needs to work on, dealing with those crosses.
Definitely. So as he saw the opportunity and he took it. And I mean, when you come in from the sides and you cross, Nemo had really good players in the center that could actually jump for the ball and put in the goals there. We saw those goals coming in from most of his goals came in from the center.
Yeah.
However, in the first matchup, and I think this is something that we're going to see throughout the whole tournament, you need to take all the opportunities that you get.
Yeah,
Once
definitely.
your player finds balance, all you need to do is take a shot. And I think they're going to regret a few. Moby's going to regret a few chances he didn't take when his players had balance, because he was trying to actually go into the 18 area, where else he could have taken a strike from outside the 18 area and actually scored a goal.
Which is something that was actually very prominent in the first 2 games that we saw.
Yeah.
I didn't actually notice anybody taking a shot from outside the box. Is that a way of guaranteeing that you want to get it in, or maybe sometimes you just want to, take your luck?
I think it comes down to the way the players were set up, the way their teams were set up. Nemo, for example, he was playing a 4-2-3-1 formation with most of his players dropping back and then playing off the counter, while Moby on the other hand had a 3 defense and plays. And I have to give credit to Moby. Like he always plays an attacking style of football, and that's what he did today. He didn't change. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. He's not out of the tournament yet, so he's got another game to play, another few games to play, and hopefully he can come through.
So, Emmanuel, at this point, you are Nemo. You've just won your first game. Obviously, the nerves are gone.
Yeah.
How do you then approach the games that stand in front of you? Do you continue with the same setup that you have because they got you results? Do you go that way? Because as it is now, he won overall 4 goals. Or rather, 5 goals to 4.
Yeah.
So do you set up the same way? Do you change anything? Do you listen to music or you don't listen to music?
Well, I think what he has is really working for him. I mean, we spoke about it earlier on, and we said Moby is actually a very top player, especially in South Africa. He's known for his gameplay and how, like, he's a very good player. And so I think with Nemo having the ability to beat a player such as Moby,
Yeah.
he needs to keep the same confidence. I think he was calm. His nerves were all. He wasn't nervous at all. He went into the match. He played his game. So I think if I was Nemo, I would still keep the same momentum throughout the whole tournament. Not really focus on who I'm playing against, but just focus on my game. That's what I did.
On Moby's side, obviously losing the first round knocks a bit of your confidence. How do you pick yourself up and approach the second game or the game that is next for you to play, taking into account you just lost the first one?
I think he might be a bit nervous. I think that's maybe the reason why he lost, and he was a bit unlucky. He got the unlucky penalty, and it's just the crossing he needs to work on. Well, defending the crossing, because that's one of his weak points from what we've seen in the first match.
Okay, interesting stuff. As it stands, we know that Nemo, first game, 3-3 against Mobizilla. Second game, Nemo managed to win that by 2 goals to 1. Now, going to the second game, we saw that, especially towards the end, it looked like Nemo was sort of like putting his foot off the gas, and Moby managed to get 1 goal. Did you at any point think that we are going to see another draw?
Well, I was expecting a draw, right, because of the first match. So the first match really showed that both of these players really know how to play. So with the second match, I think the Nemo was lucky because Moby was in attack mode. So all his players pushed up too much. So whenever he got the ball,
in as much as you say he was
Yeah.
lucky, sorry to cut you off there, it looked like Nemo had his defense in order because he had the interceptions going.
Yeah.
He was able to mark,
Yeah.
and he basically made sure that he shut shop, and there was no way for Moby to go in.
But Moby's disadvantage is that he didn't have enough players running back. So Nemo caught him out with the counter-attacks. So, and that's something also that I think he had 3 defenders, right? That means if all his players push up, maybe there'll be like 1 defender that's left trying to run back and defend the ball. However, he couldn't do that because he was on attack mode. So all his players were too far up the field. And what happened is that Nemo had fast players. And he capitalized on that. And we saw Marcelo running a lot on the side there. He's a very quick player as well. So I think counter-attack really worked for Nemo in the second match. The first match, he was still finding himself, and that's why he was able to score all the crosses. But the second match, the counter-attacks really worked for him.
And we're going to be flip-flopping between the 2 games because, I mean, there's so much to talk about from the 2 games. And, Abu, we look at the first game. Moby was managed to score the first goal. Nemo equalized. Moby scored the second goal. Nemo equalized. As a player, when that happens, do you at some point feel like, okay, I am losing control of what I'm doing?
I wouldn't say losing control, but you think to yourself that, you know what, I've got a game on my hand here, and if the moment I lose focus, it can run away from me. And that's exactly what happened in the second game when Nemo took the 2-0 lead. What he then did is he thought, let me just shut up shop. I'll take the 2-0 and I'll stick to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can come back to hurt you. Like Moby almost pulled it off. Was a nice comeback, but wasn't meant to be.
And the complacency that you come to when you're at 2-0, it almost played in, I would say, in Moby's advantage, because at some point, like we mentioned earlier on, it looked like Nemo was a bit comfortable at 2-0, 5 minutes, 7 minutes to go. At that point, you think, I've got it wrapped up. But it was not necessarily the case here.
I mean, he had four defenders at the back, so and his players really came back to defend. So I think with him, what was working is that his defense was on point. Yes, when you're leading two and you're thinking that there's 10 minutes left, he's not gonna catch up. My defense has been good, so I think he did relax a bit, but it's because he knew that his defense has his back. Another thing is that when you got 2 goals up, it also, I think it put Moby off a bit because now the pressure is to try and score, and when you under pressure, because at 1 goal you're not under pressure, but 2 goals up, especially when there's like 15 minutes left, now you're under pressure, and so now you're trying to score, but then your defense is left off guard, and so it's very easy. So Nemo was defending, but at the same time he was also attacking, and so I think Moby's confidence sort of like dropped a bit because he saw that he's making mistakes here and there that he wouldn't make if it was a 1 goal lead.
All right, gentlemen. Nice wrapping of the first 2 games that took place. Like we saw, 3-3 was the score line in the first game, and 2-1 was the score line in the second game. And as a result, Nemo bagged his first victory of the day. But we're not done, because we're going to be back at about 10-2. That's when the next round of games will sort of like be getting ready. So until then, I'll be back with you guys. I'll be back with our casters as well when they're ready for the second game of the day, or rather the second matchup of the day. But until then, we'll catch you guys with the rest of the action come 10-2.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Cool stuff. We'll see you again.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Ladies and gentlemen, like we told you, we would be back for the second round of fixtures for this eFootball Masters qualifier. My name is Len Moleko, and I am joined by Emmanuel and Abu. And guys, you already know who's going to be going up next on the Xbox One. It's Masoom versus Shoaib 07. I think these two guys, you're pretty much acquainted with them because they've done well previously.
Yeah, they've been around in the esports FIFA scene for quite some time. Shoaib currently with Orlando Pirates Esports,
yeah,
and Masoom with Bravado Gaming. Masoom's from Cape Town, so he obviously made the journey here. And it's nice to see the big brands like Bravado and Orlando Pirates taking interest into esports, especially in the FIFA community.
Yeah, Emmanuel, the two guys, Xbox, we've obviously swapped platforms now. How do you see this going about? Because from my understanding, they sort of like neck and neck in the games that they play. You can't really outrightly say Masoom is going to beat Shoaib or the other way around. And we saw what happened in the first game that we were covering earlier on.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, I think the level that's coming in right now, the next match is going to be very interesting because both players are capable of winning the match. I mean, both of them are from esports, established esports teams in South Africa, and I think we're gonna have to try and not
make sure
pick
that,
sides here, but
we must make sure that Abu is not there, cheering on the guys from the Orlando Pirates esports team.
Yeah, Abu's gonna have to be honest with us and tell us whether he thinks Shoaib is gonna win the match. We don't know, but I think it's gonna be very exciting because both of them are more than capable of winning this, and the level of intensity I think this game is gonna have is just too high.
It's a game of two games, or it's a match of two games. You are Shoaib, you are Masoom. How do you approach it? Do you go for the jugular in the first game, or do you take a more cautious approach and then finish it off in the second game?
I'd say be more cautious to begin with. You don't want to start or try to start too fast and then end up conceding 2 or 3 early goals and then the tie is dead. Both these players have matched up, I think, once or twice in the last few years, Shoaib edging it. But on the day, it depends how you play, and we'll have to see. I know it's going to be a very interesting game.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know who I'm supporting.
All right. At least we know. He's already chosen sides. We know. So we don't have our wires crossed with regards to that. But Emmanuel, in terms of this game, what advice would you give to the guys? I know they've played plenty times. They've been in a number of tournaments. But obviously, a new year, new opponent. I mean, Shoaib is not the same Shoaib he was last year, and same with Masoom. This time around, how would you sort of like advise them to approach this game?
Well, I think the first game, because remember, you do get a chance to redeem yourself. You get 2 matches to play.
The match can die, the entire tie can die in the first game.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Remember, it's a game of e-sports, right? It's a game of soccer, e-football. So I think anything can happen. So what I'd say to them is, first match, try and study your opponent's gameplay, right? Don't rush into things, and then the second match, go in for the killing. But for the first match, I think we're gonna see a lot of draws. Well, I hope it's a draw, because then the second match, you know who you're playing with, so you know what to do.
Abu, we saw 9 goals in the first 2 games with the guys playing earlier on. Are we gonna see a festival of goals here?
Personally, I don't think so. I think both players will be a bit more cautious, trying to control the game, dictate the pace of the game. Whoever scores first, I think that will be really important. So it's important to get that early goal as well, and obviously not to concede that early.
Emmanuel, we saw a difference in approach defense-wise. 3 at the back, 4 at the back earlier on. The 3 at the back proved to be detrimental because it was Mobizilla, I think it was, who went 3 at the back, and he was not able to deal with the crosses that Nemo was throwing in. Yeah. How do you see this one working out? What advice would you give to these guys? Obviously, they've got their way, they set up their teams, but cautious approach that you spoke about. Yeah. How do you set it up? A first game, taking into account.
Well, I'm a huge fan of 3 defenders at the back, because it gives you you can have more players in the midfield and going forward to helping you score the goal. So the 3 players at the back, I'm a huge fan of that. You just need to make sure that the
midfielders. But the 3 did not really work out with Mobizilla earlier on. Would you still be a fan of the 3 defenders?
Definitely. I think Mobizilla pushed his right wing mid and left wing mid. He pushed them 2 forward. So I said they couldn't catch up on that space, because he was also on an attacking, I think, tactic. So all his players were all up front, and they couldn't run back in time. But I think if you're going to play 3 players at the back, you need to make sure that those center mids are very close to the back. And you're on a balanced tactic, so your players are able to run forward and also run back, and just make sure that you don't get exposed too much.
All right, now the guessing game that we've been playing since we started, so we also want to get involved in the playing as well. The teams, you've obviously seen the guys play. How do you think they're going to set up? Which team do you think they're going to go with?
Well, I know Shoaib definitely will go with Juventus. I'm not sure Masoom.
Is it the Ronaldo factor again?
Definitely, yes. One of his favorite players.
All right.
With regards to Masoom, I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to wait and see.
In terms of waiting and seeing, what do you think Masoom will go with?
I think a Man City. It would be really interesting to see Man City come and play, but
I want to jump right in there, because we have just been shown which teams they're going with. Once again, Abu is right. And the team that you were actually tipping to be the first one to be used earlier on is only coming to the fold now, and that being France. Abu said earlier on, they're very solid in defense. They're very quick going forward. The Pogbas, the N'Golo Kantes, Antoine Griezmann, and the strikers that they have. Yeah. Who do you see taking this one? Looking at the teams. So now we have been exposed to which teams they're going to be playing with. So Who do you have your money on?
I'm gonna spend a few. We're gonna be spending a few hours on the couch with Abu here, so I don't want to really pick sides and offend him.
He's already picked sides. We know who he's going with.
I'm gonna be neutral for this one.
You can't be neutral, then it ruins the whole thing. Come
Well,
on, pick a side.
I'm gonna go with. I think I trust Abu, so I'm gonna go with. I think Pirates is gonna take this one. But at the same time, I think Bravado Gaming, Monsoon is really gonna come through and surprise us as well.
All right, Abu, you've already shown your loyalties. They lie with the Orlando Pirates esports team, and as such, Shoaib is your man.
Yeah, definitely. But Masoom, having said it, he's a fantastic player. He's really, really good. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Let's see how it pans out.
All right.
Shoaib going with
Yeah.
Juventus and Masoom going with France. Let's see how this pans out.
All right, guys, we are almost ready for kickoff. And don't forget that throughout the weekend, all the guys are going to be going up against each other because they are all vying for a spot in the Masters. And without wasting any further time, Endley and Gavin are ready for kickoff.
Oh yeah, welcome back, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here. I'm myself, Gavin. Next to me, Andley. Again, we're going to give you the play-by-plays, little commentary, and of course, all the action. Andley, what's your thoughts on this next game?
Yeah, well, I know exactly who I'm going to pick. We had the pleasure of meeting Shoaib last year, so we've seen how well he can play. So my money's on him. What do you think, Gavin?
I think, Shoaib's really got a tough opponent here. I mean, you know, Masoom's really got a good team up front. He's got France, a very pacey team. So it's actually going to be a good clash. It's always interesting to see these clubs up against the international sides because, you know, your international side's sort of made up from all the best guys of that country. So it's going to be an interesting one, a very good factor. I don't know, how would you play? I mean, you got really good team players in both these teams.
Again, like you said, it's going to be quite evenly matched.
Yeah.
Just because I said we are supporting you, Shoaib, I hope that doesn't add too much pressure. He's sitting to the right of us, so we're looking at his reactions with that. But I think we're almost ready for kickoff. But like you said, Gavin, both teams very evenly matched. Both teams have great players. Anton Griezmann for France.
And the likes of Pogba.
Yeah, it's definitely players to watch. So Ronaldo, Griezmann, Pogba, all of those guys is going to make for an exciting match.
France has definitely brought out the best of players, you know, Zinedine Zidane.
Definitely.
You know,
Zinedine, Henri, Pires, all of those players.
All of them.
Patrick Vieira.
Up against Juve, we saw Juve in the previous matchup early on, and that didn't really work out too well, but he's one of the teams that are mostly, you know, picked when it comes to these heavy clashes.
Yeah, definitely. I think the one error that people might mistakenly do is count too much on Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So I think you still need to spread the play and utilize all of your players to make them as effective as possible as a team. But obviously, it's great to have Ronaldo there finishing for you.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not a one-man show, but he is one that can deliver and come up with the goods.
Of course.
And someone to rely on. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup between the two of them. And we got kickoff. It is Juventus playing from the left up against the right side of France. So the ball gets pushed out to the middle here. Now, this is always the interesting part, is how you start.
Yeah, definitely. Some people like being gung-ho and attack. But we can see from Shoaib's play, he is quite reserved, feeling out the players, feeling out the opponent, and passing the ball around very smoothly.
Yeah, Matuidi really taking control of the middle of the park there. Ronaldo is calling for the ball now, but the possession is pretty much all what it's about right now. Oh, nice flat ball out to Alex on the left side there. Brings the ball out to Dybala. Who can he find? A nice pass out to the middle here. Really working the width of the field. There's nothing really happening in the middle, but now Ronaldo's got some space here. Oh, and the pass just forced. Nice little through ball there for Pogba. Linking up with Griezmann. That would have been nice to see if that could have happened at Manchester United, but Griezmann decided to go to Barca.
Yeah, unfortunately, Gavin, for us, since we were both United supporters. But yeah, I think they're doing quite well. I think the France team is also doing well just to be patient and defending smartly.
Oh, that could have been quite easily given as a penalty. Not too bad.
Yeah, nervy moment there.
The ball's been pushed out now. Yeah, Cuadrado, we haven't seen him in the previous game as much, so it's nice to see he's actually starting. Yeah, Costa linking up with Cuadrado, going for the left shot.
There?
A little bit of a...
Is it nerves?
Yeah.
Nerves? Too much on the power button there.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit too much now. Masoom Needs to get the ball back again here for his side for France. He's not had much of it. It's all gone the way of Shuaib very early on in this game.
But possession, you need goals to win the game, so you better make that position count.
But needs to come on. Oh, try to line it up there for Ronaldo.
Oh, what
the
a
shot
save.
comes in there.
Laurie.
Yeah, really, really well played there. The cross coming in now. A little short corner. We've seen that quite often. Lifted up quite nice and high and tall. Now the break could be on.
Griezmann out of all people winning that header.
Arguably the fastest player on the pitch at the moment.
Who, Griezmann?
No. Mbappe?
Yeah, probably. Definitely. Actually, definitely.
Free kick now. Now it's Assume who can have to come up with something special. He's got 4 guys lined up at the ball there. I'm not too sure about this tactic. Rather decides to go short and just swing the ball around. Kante linking up really nicely with Pogba.
Yeah, I think Masum needs to settle down a little bit. I feel like he's rushing his plays.
Yes.
He hasn't settled as well as Shoaib has. And
as you mentioned about the rush, you know, it would be nice to just have Shoaib just pass a few more, string a few more together, get the possession. Ooh, Pogba asking a lot there from Dembele, but got to in the end. Nice build-up player. Now it's Matuidi. Needs to go with the ball out to Ronaldo. He's got pace. He's got to run a left and right. Decides to go against and go back to Matuidi. Good safe play. I like it.
yeah, no, I think that's what you need. You need patience in these games if you want to progress.
Now
And,
it's France is on the ball. Pogba. He can give it out wide. Matuidi looking to link up play. It's Kante. Griezmann. He's got a strong left boot. He can definitely have a go from pretty much anywhere out in his own half or in the opponent's half, shall I say.
Good passing, but you can see that Juve has the players marked.
Dybala.
On the ball. Quadrado.
Yep.
Ronaldo. Oof. Well tackled, well marshaled by that France defense.
Who got lucky there.
Oof.
Just forcing these passes quite a bit, Andley.
Yeah, well, unlucky there. I think if he held for a longer pass, he would have won that foot race.
Yeah, oh, good ball over the top there. Now it's Dembele on the left wing here for France. Can he get the cross in? He's trying to beat the opponent. Really well defended there from Schwab. Just waiting for somebody to open up.
Dummy throw.
Oh, just
And
running out
runs
of
it out.
yeah, running out of field there. Pogba can actually land those crosses in with his left. We've seen him do that a few times, and he's someone that can use both feet.
Yeah, he's definitely someone that he's big and strong. He's powerful. He can shoot from all parts of the field to score. So
Pogba, he can line it up. He try to beat the opponent, but the ref seems to be giving this one as a free kick just outside the box. This is pretty much Pogba and Pogba and Griezmann. You got quite a. They got the step over the dummy. Here comes a long ranger. Oh,
good block.
Now it's Quadrado. He's got himself on the ball. He's got a lot of space to work with. Gets it back from the teammate.
Quadrado on the wing.
Yeah, Pogba trying to track back here and defend. Needs to find himself sort of in that back line. You know, we've seen him in a few occasions for United where, you know, you kind of want him more central mid, but with United he was more.
Who are you talking about, Pogba?
Pogba, yeah, Pogba, and he was more, you know, on the left flank, which I didn't like as much, but some guys said it worked well. He provided some really good assists for the guys like Rashford. Now the ball on the edge of the box here. He can make some space. Tries to go for the little floater there for Costa.
Is that a foul? Definitely is a foul. Hitting the goalkeeper. But good tactic. I think it just came short. The ball was a little bit too long. The player came short, I mean.
Yeah. The player is definitely short.
And he was a bit short.
Yeah. Okay. Keeper gives the ball out. Oh, gives it away rather cheaply.
There?
Now Ronaldo linking up with Quadrado. Oh, nice
what a
ball. This should be
ball.
the finisher.
Oh, what happened there, Shuaib?
Missed in front of goal. Definitely the miss so far of the day. I'll have to give it to Schwab for that, but I'm sure he's beating himself for that.
I'm pretty sure that's not something he wants to be known for. But yeah, unlucky there.
Yeah, Matuidi, he's good. He's got the ball back. A lot of pressure now, for Assume. He really needs to get the ball back and string a few passes together. I like how he's using the width, Anthony.
Yeah.
It's very important.
That's what we were talking about in the earlier game. I don't think those two players were using the width enough, and I think Shuaib is using the width very, very nicely.
Yeah. Now Costa. On the edge of the box here. Links up with Dybala. Few of these guys that had the ball can shoot quite a hefty shot, you know.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think you need to depend on Ronaldo all that much. I think I would personally strike from further out just to test the goalkeeper and get those corners and maybe score a goal from there.
Apply more pressure on the corners. We've seen a few set pieces really work quite well.
Yeah.
Trying to work the width here. Nice ball on the inside. Back heeled. Trying to find Quadrado. Ooh, that's a pushed pass there. Given away rather cheaply. Now it's France that's on the ball. Pogba linking up quite nicely. Griezmann's making the run, but didn't quite get there. A lot of pressure applied here from Shoaib. Oh, almost given away again there from France.
Possession is definitely in Shoaib's favor.
Yes.
We've seen him get the ball, we've seen him utilize the ball well, but just not in that 18-yard area.
Almost approaching halftime, Andy. What's your thoughts so far in this first half?
Goals win you games. Right now it's still even, despite having so much more possession. I think that one...
Oh, he has a chance. Needs to find a player. Tries to cut it back. Oh, just takes the deflection.
That is unlucky.
Luckily for France, though, that didn't quite go according to plan for Juventus. Otherwise, there would have been probably one down there. Nice little tap in. Well, you must agree with me that Shoaib should have been one ahead with that earlier chance. Costa missing really close in front of goal there.
Yep, definitely.
It's one of those where you sort of drag it because the ball's coming across, so it's always difficult to get the corner.
I think you need to use that finesse shot button on the remote there to, just guide that in the bottom right corner.
Andley's coaching kicking in here once again.
No, but yeah, let's hope that doesn't come back to bite him. But currently, like I said, position is quite one-sided.
Yes.
I think the teams will still remain relatively the same. Not much tactics will be modified.
I think
but hopefully we'll see more goals.
We'll see some changes here now. See that switch there, Ronaldo and Dybala. I think it's because, he does tend to, Israel does tend to bring Dybala onto the left, sort of cut it back. And you want to then go for the far corner. So you want him on the stronger foot. Whereas he's now put Ronaldo on the left-hand side to sort of cut back. And then he can then make that on the right. But you can also have him have a shot with his left as well. So it doesn't really matter. So I like that change. It's really good.
Makes sense.
But no subs just yet, though, Andley.
Yeah, I think still early. I think maybe around the 65-minute mark we'll start seeing subs come on. Unless something drastic and dramatic happens.
So this is really nice play here from Masoom. This is a bit more of what we would like to see from him, and then obviously giving it away rather cheaply there at the end.
I don't know. My feeling towards this game is as soon as somebody scores, the floodgates will open. Somebody will score more goals, but we're still waiting for that first goal.
Costa gives it back to Alex. Nice cross ball here. Really using the width of the park quite nicely. Leon giving the ball out to Alex again, making really good space here. Now we got Costa. He's got a lot of pace. The ball just getting shifted out. Matuidi. He's trying to link up with someone, but everybody's on the offsides, really holding a high line there. Can be rather risky, but works out well for France. Now it's Mbappe linking up with Pogba. Mbappe with a run again.
No.
Trying to force that chip through. You can sort of understand the idea behind that, but just didn't work quite well.
No, the execution, the pass was there, but the player wasn't there. And that happens.
Nice ball here for Mbappe. Oh, risky challenge. They're coming in from behind, inside the box. We've seen a few penalties today already. Well defended. Now maybe a break this time, a quick counter-attack.
Yep.
Nice long ball here, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo doing what he does best.
He's one-on-one with the keeper.
Is he going to...
Oh, he's just put it wide this time. He's rather went towards the near post. I think he should have gone far post, Andy.
Yeah, that should have been 2-0. Should have been 2-0.
Busy making some changes yet to the squad. Looks like it will be Masoom who will be making those changes. Yeah. You can just see the disbelief on Trade's face as he hangs his head there. But, there's so much time left still to go. Yeah. If anything can happen, he's just got to keep at it. Maybe just be a little bit more clinical with the finishing and he'll be all good.
No, I think he created two really good chances. Excuse me there. Two really good chances, but I failed to finish them off. And hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him.
So if you had to have any advice for Masoom, what would it be, Andy?
I don't know. Keep on chugging at it. I think be more clinical with his passing. I think.
Yeah, he's giving away too much ball.
Yeah, he has. And he needs to be a little bit more strategic, like with that skill. I think there's a time and place for everything.
Yeah, the pass was on.
The pass was on, exactly.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with you. But if he did beat the player, he had room for the shot as well. So it's always like a 50-50, but I agree. I would have gone for the pass.
I think keep it straightforward and simple. Make those easy passes and utilize the full field, just like this.
This is good play. A really nice link-up play, triangle play. Matuidi pushing the ball up towards the center of the park here now. Quadrado tries to play that one back, but now the break could be on for France. If they get a good pass out from Mbappe, he's through. He's really quick. And he's got a good finish.
Yep. Throw in Quadrado. Throws a dummy. Looking for a player.
Nice ball out here. Oh, just forcing the passes again. Now this can be a chance. This is where Mbappe is through. He's through. He's got the pass on now. He's maybe forced it to the wrong player.
I think if he passed it to that striker, would have made more
Mbappe would have
sense.
been through. Yeah, Mbappe was. I think that was the plan.
Yeah.
Just obviously incorrectly executed it. So it's unfortunate, but Masoom really making good headway with, maybe hanging back with the players and sort of going for that counter-attack football. Jose Mourinho has been quite the chess player at that and done quite a good job at that.
I'm not the biggest Jose Mourinho fan, so I'm not the park the bus kind of guy.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it works. In this case, it could have worked really well there for
Also,
Masoom.
it's still 0-0, Gavin.
Yes.
I think we need to take a little bit more risk here to get that goal.
Yeah. Obviously, the players know that they play each other twice.
Yep.
So I think, but you also don't want to come in too late.
Yeah,
We've only got 20 minutes left on the clock, yeah? What can Juve do? What can France do? It's up to the two teams. Masoom versus Shuaib. Ball gets pushed out nicely here. Maybe some space on this left-hand flank. France sitting really deep. Closing all the angles. Now, Quadrado pushing up quite nicely. Gets the ball back. Another shot's on!
Oh!
Just not finding the correct side of the goalkeeper there.
Yeah,
well defended. Good keeping.
Good defending.
Now the counter-attack football is on. Griezmann's in a lot of space here. He's going Mbappe on the inside. Can he string the pass? Can he finish it? Maybe he'll go for the shot himself. On the near post and straight towards the keeper.
That's a dangerous place to be in when you're attacking so much and you get caught by one attack and then they score.
Well, now the floodgates are opening, Andy. There's so much space both ways. It's all about that gridlock that's just bounced on them. Ronaldo can have the shot, yeah. Goes for it.
Still there.
Oh, trying to link up play there. Just not getting through. Now the break's on. Oh, well defended there. Really cutting out that pass. It needed to happen. There was a big break on there for France. Quadrado linking up with Ronaldo. Goes for the curler there. I'm not sure that was the plan. I think it was supposed to be a fake shot or a step over. Now the subs come in. I think Can coming in the middle. Not a bad choice. And Zukic coming on. Dybala switching out a little bit more towards the middle of the field, opposed from his previous striking position. I sort of like the setup. It's pretty good.
That's my formation, Gavin. The 4-4-2, attacking with the wingers.
Yeah.
I think Chan can add some stability in that midfield. I think Ronaldo and Dybala are still the main threats. I think Ronaldo needs to get more openings for him to take those shots.
Yes, 100%.
Shuaib is doing a lot of passing, and frustration might start to settle in now that he's sort of fluffed 2-3 chances.
Yeah, it's hopefully it doesn't come back to bite him just yet. Maybe working up the short corner, or the cross come in, going towards the far post.
Ooh,
well
good
defended
defense.
there. And TT is really good. Manchester United have been linked to try and get him. Very good defender. Yuri's again. Nice long ball here. This is the danger of Mbappe. He's got lots of pace. Keeper really just trying to, fool the players to go for the curler, or should I say the chip shot, and now it was Pogba that was trying to go for the curler into the far post. And just not enough. I think that play should have come down to something, Andley.
Yeah. Well, if it was me, see, the way that I would have played Mbappe down the middle, just because of that pace. I think considering the time that's left in the game, if you have him down the middle, you put in some chip balls or through balls through, he will most likely win those foot races.
5 minutes left. We've got a break on here. Mbappe on the ball. Looks left, looks right, finds Griezmann instead. Griezmann's got pace on this right flank. Can he find a cross? He's probably going to go far post. He decides to go against that. Plays up through the middle. Matuidi on the ball and forces the pass. 3 minutes left, Andley. Juventus on the counter-attack.
Yeah, I think it's going to be ending in 0-0. I think the two players will now have felt how each other plays. I think strategy will be modified slightly. Well, exciting to see what happens in the next game. It's not over yet.
Ronaldo on the edge of the box. This could be good stuff for Juventus. Is there something left in the old lady's tank? Now, Mandzukic has a step over, tries to go for the shot towards the far post, and well saved. So much pressure.
I think he turned the wrong way there. He should have just turned because he already drew the defender in.
Short corner, goes towards the far post. Try to set it up there, but well defended there. And I think the ref might just call that as game. That is the first one, Andley. No goals, but
goals.
lots of action, though.
Lots of action, no goals. Disappointing for Shoaib. Masoom should be happy with that, I think. Did well to hang on to that 0-0.
Yes. Well, you see, the thing is, both formations are really lock grid, but we did see Shoaib have plenty of chances that he did, have beg in, which 9 out of 10 times you should have buried those.
Definitely. I think 9 out of 10 times he would have buried those.
I think in these qualifiers, it's okay to make those mistakes, but when it comes to the final day of those Masters, you don't want to make these mistakes, for sure. But for any advice of the players going into this next one, Andy, what would it be?
I think for Shoaib, it's keep up what he's been doing. I think just be more clinical. I think for Masoom, he needs to implement, he needs to calm down a little bit. He needs to distribute from that midfield and not rush as much as he has. I think he rushed a little and the interceptions was read by Shoaib.
And would you think there'll be a change of teams going into this next one? Do you think the guys are pretty comfortable with what they've got going? I mean, I kind of like the French setup. It's just I don't see much ball going through there.
No, I think they'll stick to the same teams. I think you'll stick to what you know. I don't know. Maybe they might surprise us, but I think it's all be the same teams.
Yep.
So let's see what they come up with.
I think the formation for me, though, is a little bit of an issue. It works well. It's really lock grid. It's nice and tight. But I would like to see a little bit more wing play, though. There wasn't much wing play. It was always towards the middle. They wouldn't really see much crosses coming in. Yeah. Whereas the previous game, a lot of the goals came from the crosses.
No. I think there was like 2 goals or 1 goal. No, 2 goals that came in from the crosses.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, it's depending on the team that you have and the players that you have. I think with the Ronaldo in the team, you know what? He plays as a wing. He can play as a wing. He can play as a striker. So you've got Dybala that's a front man, but he's not as strong as Ronaldo is. So throwing those crosses in, he might not win the ball. So you need Ronaldo there. That's a good team regardless. I think they've got an in-depth squad on the bench.
I think regarding with France, I think I would have liked to have seen Mbappe more involved.
Yeah,
Griezmann
definitely.
more involved. Pogba. I mean, those 3 alone should destroy defenders.
Definitely. Like I said, I would have played just because of his pace. I would play him down the middle.
Yes.
With Pogba feeding the balls, with Griezmann feeding him the balls. I mean, he can win. He can beat the defenders, like I said, 90% of the time.
Yes.
So maybe that's something he can look at and surprise Shoaib a little bit, but all the excitement is still yet to come.
Well, we got the second game coming up in just a few seconds here now. Both the players look like they're still in the right zone, right mindset for this. Any risks perhaps they should take this time around, Endley?
Well, I think it's now or never. Just go gung-ho and score as many goals as you can.
Would you put the team on attack, guards, all in the beginning?
Well, maybe not all out attacking, but put it on attacking.
Well, you see, the thing is, like, you want as much as you can going up front, but the problem is when you lose the ball, that counter attack is 9 out of 10 times very ruthless.
But you also have to believe in your own defense. I mean, both these teams got solid defense.
Yeah.
And they need to do their jobs. Both teams have good keepers. Maybe France has a better keeper than Juve. They're quite balanced now, I think.
Yes.
But we'll see.
The likes of Dybala. Well, both these players already got the second kickoff between these two. It is Shoaib up against Masoom. Really good tie-up in the previous one. It's really nice to see that these players are so lock grid, are such at a high skilled level when it comes to the e-football tournaments. It's really nice to see that, there's not much in it. So when the goals do come, it's really beautiful and spectacular.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't seen a Messi goal yet.
Oh! Now we're talking Dybala. Really fooling us. I thought it was going to go
out
for
of
the through
nowhere.
ball. Yeah.
I also thought that was going to be a pass. Was there a deflection? No, there wasn't. It was clean, curl shot.
That's what I saw Shoaib do in the previous game and put Dybala on that right side to work that left foot, and he's done so quite well, actually.
Yeah, no, that was a great goal. I don't think the keeper saw that coming or didn't anticipate it. Otherwise, he might have done a better job in trying to save it. But good goal, 1-0 Juve.
Yeah, and now it's up to, I assume he needs to come up with a reply, but nice little step over here using the links of Ronaldo. Ball's getting pushed up here. The cross could come in. Gets a little deflection there. Might be tricky for the keeper. Now it's Quadrado. Plays the ball out to Matuidi. Costa, he's got a good left foot. He can strike them from here. A little bit of ping pong going on there in the box of France. But
man, I haven't heard you said ping pong since last year, Gavin.
It's nice to have the French side push the ball upfield a bit. Now, this is when Mbappe can get dangerous, but well defended. Really well read there. Griezmann on the ball.
Yeah, Griezmann isn't always the strongest player, but he did well to win the ball back there. I think it's 3-on-4, 4-on-4. Let's see if Masoom can make something happen.
Really well defended there again. Shoaib reading the pass quite nicely because I think they both sort of play the same sort of style. So it's always nice that you can then tell what should be the next pass when you're defending.
Yeah.
Oh, trying to force that through ball. Really making a mess of things here at the back here. But France now on the counter attack. This is where Mbappe is pretty good with the speed. Gets a 1-2. Pogba can put him through here, but well defended there from Shoaib. Just keeping the defender on Mbappe at all times. Now, Quadrado gets the ball back for his side. He's got a lot of pace. Linking up with Ronaldo.
But so did the French player. I think it was Kante it was.
Yes.
Also one of the fastest midfielders in the game.
Very small though, but very good at his job.
Yeah.
Now the ball can come in from Costa. Always see the cross come in, maybe to find Ronaldo.
You have the cross coming in.
Alex trying to work the ball up towards the middle. Matuidi. And Alex again. Really good play this from Shoaib, just keeping the pressure on. It's all you want to do. You just keep ball, keep pressure. Eventually the gap will come.
Yeah, one thing that I'm seeing difference is close control that Shoaib has. I mean, he's very good at keeping the ball at his feet and making those small passes, these deft touches, just like that.
Shoaib trying to work on that left foot there of Costa. Unfortunately, just getting pushed out there for a goal kick.
Still early on, still lots of time for Masoom to get a goal back and get back into the game.
It's going to be very difficult, but he can. There's so much time. Branch just trying to string a few passes together. Griezmann was free there. The pass was on. Decided to go against it, which I kind of like. You don't have to take that risk. Build up some play here. Work the ball towards the middle of the park. Dembele beats one. Works the ball out to Kante. It'll be nice to have Pogba on the ball here now. He gets it. Griezmann can work the left foot. Oh, well defended. Tweedy trying to force the ball out for a counter attack. But again, now it's France applying the pressure. Pogba, he can strike them from here.
Yeah.
We've seen that before. So can Matuidi. He passed the ball out to Dembele. Wants it back, doesn't get it
Needs
back.
to have a shot. Let's see if we can get the shot in.
Oh, shot does
Deflected.
come. Yeah,
Corner.
corner it is.
Direct corner or short corner.
I probably like the short corner idea. This time decides to
think
go
that's a
against it.
bit
Pogba
too
gets up
long.
high. Yeah, bit too far. Now to Juventus, who needs to come out with the ball. Shoaib's really doing a very good job here with the defending side of it. Nice counter-attack football. Yeah, will he get to the end of this? He does do so indeed. Got all the pace in the world. Oh, Costa
Ooh,
just getting
blocked
shrugged
off.
off. That's a problem with all the faster players.
Yeah.
They don't have much strength. Ooh, very lucky.
Ronaldo and Bale.
Very lucky. That's also true. Pogba on the ball. Mbappe is making the run. Will he get to the end of
Will he
this?
Hold him off. Well held off defender.
Yeah, really good defending there. Griezmann picking up the loose ends from the clearance of the goalkeeper.
The game's opening up a lot more now. Let's see if we can get the shot in. There's nobody in the middle to support, nobody to pass to. Anton Griezmann, have the shot.
Oh,
Ooh,
really
well
worked it nicely.
defended.
Beats one, beats another.
Ooh, the
Ball's not
ball
cleared
is
just yet.
dangerous.
Nice, Quadrado finds the ball on the left wing, on the right wing, shall I say. Tweedy. Kante trying to get back and putting that tackle to apply the pressure. It was good play, nice little spell there from Masoom.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, maybe the shot can come in now. Matuidi links up with Ronaldo. Tries to beat the
Good
player.
defend.
Yeah, well defended.
Matuidi winning the ball, muscling Ronaldo off. Pogba's on the ball, pass it to Griezmann, who has a lot of space to work with.
Ball's get pushed out to Matuidi. Trying to link up with Griezmann. Pass was then forced, and now it's Juventus on the attack again. The ball can be passed through to a through ball here. Ronaldo does make the run. Decides to go to Quadrado. Ronaldo gets it now. Can have the shot. The shot's on, and it's well
Good
saved
save.
there from the keeper. Very direct shot there, but
Yeah, good shot directly down the keeper's throat, but corner. Douglas Costa's on the ball. Ooh, nice little step to get away from the defender. Another corner it is.
short corner. Costa beats the one player. Beats him again, goes around the left. Now the cross comes in here, but it's a little bit too much of a floater to get much power onto those. That's always difficult to get in, with a nice flat, low and hard cross is rather easier to get in towards goal because there's a lot of pace on the ball.
Yeah,
Whereas when it's floated up like that, it's always going to beat the keeper.
Yeah, and I think when you drive it in low and hard, whatever contact it makes with the defender or even one of the own players,
Yeah, there's always a chance, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Ball gets pushed out to Matuidi. He's on the ball now. And now Matuidi again gets tackled by Matuidi. It's always a cliche when you have got the teams playing like this, but it's good football at the moment from Schwab, really controlling this match quite nicely.
Yeah. Still 1-0. I think half-time's about to approach. It's good to go in at 1-0. I think good to go in at half-time at 1-0. It boosts your confidence. Given away cheaply there, Gavin.
That was a little bit risky, but saved by the whistle of the referee. Now we got half-time. So looking at the way that's gone down, it's also tight. I don't think Shoaib has had as much chance as what he had in the previous game, though.
Yeah,
but
like
he's made better use of when he did have the chance.
Yeah, I think Masoom, like I said, he adapted.
Yes.
He tried to play a little bit more strategically, more smart, just to hold off Shoaib. I think Shoaib is still very much in control, like I said, with his deft close touches and keeping the ball and distributing it to the people, to the players in space. So I think he needs to keep it up and do more of the same, and he should close this one up, hopefully with more goals.
And here we are for second half. It's now France that needs to come back with a reply. Zoom needs to score something to get into the back of this and get back into this game, shall I say, rather. Good defending here from Juventus. Or given away rather cheaply there. Pogba wants this one back. Mbappe. Maybe a bit of a tackle from behind. Ref says no, play on.
No, I think he won the ball clearly. A little bit more muscle than usual, but he won the ball cleanly.
Using the right flanks here. We've seen that a lot from Shoaib in this game. More than the previous game is using the left and the right flanks quite a lot.
See, there's a lot of space in the middle to work with. I think if he just passed a little bit quicker, they could have shots from that midfield position.
That was a really dragged shot there. Applying that second touch to the shot. Now Mbappe is on the charge here now. He's got a lot of space. He can probably work to try and find this onto his right foot. Does so indeed. Finds Griezmann and the shot comes in. Pogba's on the end of this and it's a goal. Off the follow-up on the save there. Great save nonetheless, but keeper was on the deck when Pogba just had to come and clean it up with an open net, and well played there from him. Really using Mbappe cleverly and the link up with Griezmann.
So was Mbappe playing striker there? Did he go down the middle?
Yeah, definitely went down the middle.
So maybe he listened to what I was advising him to do, and it actually paid off.
Now, well played there from Wasim. Now the game's on. Now there's a definite twist in the tail going into this second half.
What happens if it's a draw? I mean, 2 games apiece. Do they get points? Do they go through?
I guess we'll have to find out with the panel afterwards, but let's not hope that happens. That's rather quite the boring outcome, don't you think, Andy?
Yeah, we want a winner. Penalty shootouts. That's what I like watching.
All right, so it's Ronaldo on the ball. Tries to link it up with Dybala again. Dembele pushes the ball out to Pogba. Now Mbappe can make the run again. This is what we've seen earlier. Ball gets pushed out to Griezmann. Takes a little bit of deflection, but finds himself quite lucky to get onto the end of that ball. Now the pass is on. Mbappe finds himself in good space. He can find the cross. Tries to find a little bit more support, and it finally arrives from Kante. He wants it back, doesn't get it back. Well defended, actually. That was good defending.
Yeah, that was very good defending. Counter attack. Ronaldo on the charge.
Will he get around the defender? I don't think so,
Oh,
Andy.
it's still there, still there. Hopefully a player comes in supporting.
Now he needs to find a little bit of support. Ball comes towards the middle here now. Matuidi. Found Quadrado. Quadrado gets the ball back quite nicely for his side. A lot of pressure here applied from Schwade. Ronaldo flicks one player.
Ooh.
Oh, and the shot came in there from Dybala, but the ball was not under his feet.
Yep.
The run has been made there, or well played there. Schwade. You see what Schwade tried to do? They tried to force the player to cut out the pass. Now the ball is Mbappe's. Oh, maybe he finds a good strike. They're coming in now.
Oh, well done, keeper.
That was a really good play. They're trying to beat that first player, Ronaldo. He doesn't look like he's got much energy left there.
Yeah, it seems like he's getting a bit... do you think he's getting a bit older? And losing his pace a little bit? Or is he still on top form?
Yeah, I think no, I think he's still on top form. I think because of the previous sprint, he didn't have much stamina, so it had to rebuild. And obviously with him trying to force him to sprint again, there was nothing left in the tank. Dybala on the ball again, waiting for a few runners. Finally gets support from a Tweedy. Nice play here with Ronaldo. He's beat one. He's backhilled it.
Yep.
Dangerously though, given away. But still Juventus on the ball. A lot of pressure applied here. Dybala on the edge of the box. He can find Ronaldo, but well defended from France.
Yep, very, very well defended. I think Masoum is finding his groove a little bit more. I think he's a bit more confident on the ball, even with defending. I still think it's anybody's game.
Mbappe. Just losing out there. It's always difficult to try and, sort of find the space with Mbappe, but once you do, he's got all the pace in the world.
Yeah, we can see that somebody wants to modify their tactics or make a few substitutions.
I think it might be subs.
Waiting for the player or for the ball to go past. Hopefully he can hang on, otherwise he might just score a goal.
Tried to sort of place that shot into the far left corner.
Yeah, that was unlucky.
Not really making much work of that.
I think it would have made more sense if it was with the left foot, but because it was with the right foot, it just curled
away
from the goals.
Andley, with the physics behind the different curls of the ball.
Of course.
The left side hitting
football's the science,
more air than goal kick. 15 minutes on the clock left.
Mandzukic on, Quadrado off.
Which way will this go? Very interesting tie-up between the two of them so far. Nice locked up previous game, this game. 15 minutes ago. Mbappe finds himself in this very spectacular position there. Actually works it onto the left-hand side, beats the player. I thought he was going to come back and cross it on, or maybe work the ball into his right foot, but decides to trust the player on the left foot and really does good work at it.
Mbappe working his magic. Are we going to see an upset here, Gavin?
I do think we will see an upset. This is Masoom in his prime at the moment.
15 minutes, air quotes, to go. Let's see if Shoaib can make some adjustments and come back, at least draw it up.
Tweedy finds the ball out now. It's Ronaldo. Oh, Mandzukic on the end of the box there. Hits the ball through the defender's legs, but not lucky enough to get it back, though.
10 more minutes left.
Shoaib is going to be applying all the pressure he can now. With Tweedy.
He needs to.
Mbappe coming back now to defend. It's always nice to see that.
I think if Masoom holds on to win this game, we know who the man of the match is going to be.
Tweedy pushes the ball out wide. It's nice to see that France is working the ball. Should definitely try and push for the third. Get into that comfort zone. Now it's Pogba on the ball. Pushes out to Kante. Pogba wants his ball back. Doesn't get it back there. Well defended from Shoaib. Now the break could be on. The 2v4 scenario there.
The pass. Shoaib is getting a little bit frustrated with his play at the moment.
Yeah. Rain now. Griezmann on the ball. Gives it out to Pogba. Mbappe turns the player once. Griezmann plays it back. Nice and safe.
He needs to win the ball back if he wants to draw this game up.
Now that's well defended. Now what can Juventus do? There's about 3 minutes left. He needs to get the ball up the pocket. Not like that. Giving away rather cheaply. Pogba. Mbappe turns the player again. Tries to get pace around.
Yeah, I think this will be his last chance for a prominent attack.
Griezmann coming back now to defend. Well played here from Juventus, using all the width in the park, giving away rather cheaply.
Oof.
Griezmann gets lucky in that one-on-one battle there. Ball get pushed out to the right wing here now. Maybe waste a little bit of time in the corner, get a throw in, and there's a tactical change coming in now. Andley.
Use what you have, you know. When you have it, use it to draw out the time. But we see that I think both players are... Oh no, this is Shoaib that's making his subs. It's going to be interesting. He doesn't have that much time left. We'll see if this change actually makes a difference.
I don't think there's much time at all, Andley. There'll be a throw in. Dembele goes off. Could this be the end for Shoaib? Pogba now trying to waste some time in the corner. The throw goes towards Juventus. Only got about 30 seconds to get the ball up the park.
Yeah, he needs to get this up as
and that's it. That is it. The ref has called it. The game is over, and well played to both of these guys. It was fantastic stuff from both of them. Really head-to-head stuff from them, and it's, I mean, this is what it comes down to, is this level at what we're seeing is, you know, there's not much in it between the two of them, so it was really good play.
Yeah, definitely.
Well done to Masoom.
Yeah, like I said, we did. Maybe it was my fault. I didn't give him that much of a chance, considering we know how Shoaib usually plays, and so did Abu, banking on his own player. But wasn't meant to be his day today, Gavin.
Yeah, you know, it was always tricky though, because all the possession went towards Shoaib in the first encounters specifically. And then in the second game, you sort of saw Masoom sort of take chances, you know, really work on towards that break. And park the bus actually did work in the end, Andley.
Yeah, I think so. Like what we say in football, anything can happen, right? And anything You know, it sort of went against what we thought was going to happen. You might have a good team on paper, you know the players on paper, and it's exactly the same with eFootball. So anything could happen. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's always a tricky one to see how, you know, that little bit of luck can turn, you know, the tides quite drastically. But in that scenario, it was well played, well worked, and I think it's really good respect out there to Masim to take this one. And Shoaib, hopefully we see him again in the Masters, you know, when he comes back and fights it out again.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, guys, thank you for that game. Don't go anywhere. We've got way more action for you guys. And yeah, we'll give it back straight to Lynn at the panels booth.
Well, thank you very much, guys. That was Gavin and Antley giving you the action that we saw. You guys got it wrong.
We got it wrong, yeah.
You guys definitely got it wrong.
Well, we know who's to blame.
A tight game all around.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we predicted the first game, though. We did say that they both going to play it safe. And they did play it safe. They were studying the opponent. I think it was sad to see that all the opportunities that Shoaib got, he didn't really take advantage of those. And I think that came to bite him later on.
And during the game, we had a discussion that so many chances created, they were not converted to goals.
Yeah.
And it ended up as Masoom getting a chance, and he took it.
Yeah, that's what FIFA is all about. If you don't take your chances,
Yeah.
the other guy will, and that's exactly what Masoom did.
The precaution that you spoke about before the game started, we saw that in the first game, or the first leg rather. And going into the second game, the guys were still on 0-0. It's as if like they were starting from scratch again, but yet this was it. This was the final game, and you needed to do what you were supposed to do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the second game, you did see a few of the tactics change. So a lot of the players were going through the sides. Like in the first game, the game was played in the center a lot.
Yeah.
But in the second game, they were going at each other. The only thing is that they were not taking enough shots. And in the second game, we also saw a goal come from outside the 18 area, outside the box.
Yeah, from Paulo
and
Dybala,
that's something that we hardly see throughout these tournaments. So the reason why that happened is because I assume Shoaib knew who he's playing with and what's his kind of style of game. I mean, Munsoon is a very defensive player, so he plays a lot of defense, and he always breaks out on the counter attack. And we saw Mbappe being used with a lot of through balls going up to Mbappe's side there on the left wing, and so you could see that he's a very defensive player, and he was going to capitalize on the counter attacks, and it worked for him.
Where did you think the game was won? Because the game was effectively won in the second leg. Where do you think was the key area where the game was won?
I'd say the game was lost when Shoaib didn't take his chances. You know, the amount of chances that he had. If he had to put one or two of those away in the first match, then he would have definitely controlled it in the second leg. But credit to Masoom, he sat back, he defended, he did what he needed to do. He got his two chances and he tucked it away, and that's all that matters in football. And Shoaib not out, so he drops to the losers bracket. Masoom moves on. Let's see how they do for the rest of the tournament.
All right, just one thing before we move on from the two legs that we just saw now. For Masoom, he's obviously won his game. Where do you think he needs to improve? What do you think he needs to work on in order to prepare for the next opponent?
Well, I think his gameplay is really working for him. I'd always stand by what I say, that in games like these, you need to make sure that you know how to defend.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who you're playing with. So if you got your defense figured out, and when you attack, don't pass a lot. Another thing is that they pass around a lot right next to the 18 area. And that creates, players are able to capitalize and defend. Right, the opponent's players are able to come through and defend whatever you're doing there. But if you take your chances, if you see your player has balance, take the shots. Try and finesse the shot. You know, try and put it in the top corner there. It works 75% of the time. I think that will guarantee the goal. Yeah.
And for you, Abu, what advice would you give to Masoom going forward?
I'd say he needs to be a bit more focused. For the first match, his passing was a bit erratic. He kept giving the ball away. But otherwise, I think he should do well in the tournament.
Judging by the games that we've seen, we obviously saw the PlayStation guys playing earlier on, Nemo and Mobizilla. And
Yeah.
we've just seen Masoom now taking on Shoaib. The two games, very different. The two games, one had lots of goals, one effectively had not so many goals compared to the first one. How do you see the two guys who won now going for the rest of the tournament?
I think the two guys that won now, they're going to do pretty well. But the only way they're going to do pretty well is if they actually take chances when the opportunity presents itself. So take the shots, because you don't win by possession. You win by actually scoring the goals. So I think they actually need to take more chances, try and shoot. You never know if the ball is going to end at the back of the net. Yeah.
And for you, Abu, how do you see the guys who won going forward?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Masoom's now going to do well. I think he's already in the semi-final of the winners bracket.
Yeah.
Shoaib drops down to the losers bracket, and he still has another attempt. Obviously, if he loses the second time, then he gets knocked out from the tournament.
So effectively, for those that are watching from at home in their cars, hopefully they're not driving, at the shopping mall, wherever they are, just can you give them a breakdown of where who is right now in terms of the bracket? If you understand in terms of where, because you just explained now that Masoom is
so
through.
basically
Yes.
we're working with a double elimination bracket
Yeah.
on PlayStation and on Xbox.
Yeah.
And how that works is all players are seeded.
Yeah.
We can take a look at the PlayStation bracket right now.
Yeah. As it's coming up now on the screen, yeah?
Yeah, so I think we're in the last 16 of the winners bracket. This is now the PlayStation side.
Yeah.
And obviously this is the losers bracket. I think I need to get a bit closer there.
All right, cool. No, it's fine. Yeah, just break it down.
Yeah, so we seen Ubaid did quite well the first match. He won. He's been a player that has come from, well, I can say maybe nowhere, and he's doing quite well. So that's nice of him.
One of those underdogs.
Yeah, he's also joined a new esports team called Elite Gaming. So he's one to look out for. Zuhair, he's one of the previous VS Gaming winners.
Yes, I think he won the inaugural one. Yes.
Yes, he won the one in 2017, and he lost in the final.
Final against Tabo last year. Yeah.
So he's definitely someone to look out for.
So for those that are at home, who would you tip to be there and thereabout to make their way to the Masters? Because obviously, overall winner wins the 5,000 rands and a spot at the Masters. PlayStation 4 wise, who do you have your money on?
I'd
Or is it still too
say a
early?
final between Ubaid and Zuhair. That's a high possibility. On the Xbox side, we could be looking at possibly Insax.
Yeah.
He's also a new guy, a new breed, if we can call him that. Absolutely amazing player.
Yeah.
And there's another player from Orlando Pirates, Faiz, who's also quite decent as well. He came out third at VS Gaming last year. So we just have to see how it's going to pan out. We've got some quality opponents.
Emmanuel Zuhair, he did very well the previous two tourneys where he was able to win and finish in the final, being a losing finalist.
Yeah.
Do you see him wiping the floors this time around?
I think Zuhair is a very, very good player. I mean, last year we saw I think he lost just before the finals. Before he got to the finals, he went to the elimination round, actually. So he lost his first match. He had to go to the elimination round. And he beat, I don't know, but a lot of players just to get to the final again. And so he's a very talented player. He's very confident, and he knows what he's doing. So I think I'd give it to him. I don't know who his opponent would be, but it'd be nice to see someone at his level. So the match can be very competitive, but I think he's going to make it to the final. Yeah.
Well, there's obviously plenty of action that is still coming our way today out at the eFootball Masters or Qualifiers. It is day one of the qualifiers. Day two obviously coming through tomorrow. So, enjoy the action, and we will be back with you for the next round of games. And hopefully these gentlemen will be able to make the right prediction this time around. I'm going to be watching you guys. But yeah, until then, we will see you on the flip side.
Sports.